Lara's journey through the tangled weald was a slow, grueling test of endurance and wits. The forest, a place usually vibrant and full of life, was now choked with a creeping, unnatural gloom, a testament to Malaker's growing power. Every snapped twig and rustle of dry leaves sent her heart pounding in her chest. She wasn't a warrior. Her hands were used to the delicate touch of brittle parchment, not the hilt of a blade. Instead of brute force, she relied on the minor concealment spells she had gleaned from the very archives the elders had scoffed at, whispering words that made her presence seem like just another shifting shadow among the ancient, writhing trees. The days bled into nights, marked only by the shifting phases of the moons filtering weakly through the oppressive canopy. Hunger gnawed at her as her meager rations dwindled. She survived on foraged berries, often sour and bitter, and sips of water from streams that tasted vaguely of ash. After nearly a week of this arduous travel, constantly feeling the cold, malevolent gaze of Malaker's shadow creatures tracking her every move, she finally reached the base of the Dragon's Tooth Mountains. The mountains loomed like a jagged, ominous promise. There, carved into the sheer rock face, was the entrance to the Whispering Caves. The air at the threshold was thick and heavy, a palpable mixture of raw, untamed light magic and the dark, corrupting aura of the void that made her skin tingle and her hair stand on end. Inside the caves, the darkness was absolute, a void that seemed to swallow even the faintest hope of light. The only illumination came from the eerie, phosphorescent glow of luminescent fungi clinging to the damp rock walls. The passage was a labyrinthine nightmare, requiring every ounce of her focus and agility. She navigated narrow, slippery ledges that dropped into silent, bottomless chasms and crossed subterranean streams where spectral, blind fish swam like pale ghosts. The journey felt endless, a descent into the very bowels of Ethelgard. Finally, after hours of navigating the treacherous depths, she arrived in a massive, breathtaking cavern. It was a natural amphitheater of stone, its ceiling lost in the inky blackness, with a perfectly formed, flat altar of smooth obsidian at its center. This was the place described in the scrolls, the nexus where the veil between worlds was thinnest, the exact location required for the catalyst ritual. Her breathing was ragged, her hands trembling not just from exhaustion, but from the immense gravity of what she was about to attempt. She set down her battered satchel, her fingers brushing the worn leather. With a reverence born of desperation, she laid out the precious samples of star metal and the brittle, ancient texts that held the forbidden lore. As she began the complex, ethereal incantation, her voice, usually quiet and hesitant, grew steady and resonant. She spoke the words of the forbidden ritual, a language older than the elves themselves, and the air around her grew intensely cold. The star metal on the altar began to hum, a deep vibration that she felt in her very bones, and glowed with an intense, pulsating silver light, the raw magic of the void swirling into a tempest around her. The ritual had begun, but she knew this was only the start of the true challenge. Like and subscribe for part 3.